All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're going to be talking about something super interesting.
Yeah.
And something I think that affects everyone in ways that we may not realize. We're talking about interest rates.
It's one of those like background things that plays a huge role.
It really does. And we have some really interesting excerpts from recent articles.
Oh, cool.
To help guide us today as we kind of go through this and really kind of break it down.
Yeah.
So I think a good place to start is with just kind of the big picture, right? So think about needing a loan to maybe expand that business that you've always wanted to, or maybe buy a house or anything like that.
Yep.
So how does the interest rate that's set by the central bank, in Australia we have the RBA, how does that actually affect those decisions?
Right. Well, it really comes down to the price of using someone else's money.
Okay.
That's kind of the simplest way to put it. Like if you rent an apartment, you're using someone's property and you're paying for that, right? Yeah.
Kind of like renting money.
Yeah. So the source that we have today actually defines interest rate as the price paid or charged for borrowed money. Mm-hmm. So it's like a rental fee. You're paying for that privilege of using that money, but it's not a flat fee, right? It's a percentage, which makes things a little bit more complex, right?
It does. And just like, the rental market can fluctuate, so can interest rates.
Oh, yeah.
And the central bank, in this case the RBA, steps in to adjust those rates as needed, kind of like a DJ.
Oh, I like
trying to find the perfect tempo for the economy.
It's like a financial DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a really great analogy. So if the economy's getting a little bit too heated, prices are going up faster than a kangaroo in the outback in the middle of summer.
Right.
The RBA might step in and raise those interest rates.
Exactly.
We see that a lot in the news. And the source material that we have even talks about a small business owner who's had to put expansion plans on hold because of those RBA rate changes. Wow, yeah.
So you can see how that small percentage can actually have a ripple effect.
It's a snowball effect, really, because you think about it, that higher interest rate is making borrowing more expensive, which then discourages people from spending.
Yes.
Which then can cool down the economy.
So that gym owner that we talked about, who wanted to expand,
right,
might rethink that if loan costs all of a sudden skyrocket.
Absolutely, yeah. On the flip side, though, if things are a little sluggish, the RBA can actually lower interest rates to make it cheaper to borrow money and encourage people to invest and get things moving again.
Right. So how do they determine the right interest rate? It seems like a really delicate balancing act.
It is. And they take into account a lot of factors: inflation, employment levels, even like global economic trends, what's happening in the rest of the world. They're trying to predict how their actions, these tiny little changes, will affect millions of people.
Right. Yeah. In the economy, it's like steering a giant ship and making little course corrections to keep it on track.
That's a pretty big responsibility.
Oh, it is.
So this affects everyone in really tangible ways.
Absolutely.
This isn't just something theoretical.
No.
So think about getting a mortgage, like we talked about, maybe financing a car.
Right.
Or even the interest earned on your savings. A higher interest rate could actually help you reach your savings goals faster.
It could, yeah.
But it might also mean higher loan payments, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a trade-off. Yeah.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
So the next time you're listening to the news and you hear about the RBA changing those rates, remember, this isn't just financial jargon. It's about your mortgage. It's about that car that you want.
Your future.
And even your retirement plan down the line. It's all connected.
It is. And don't forget about things like investments, too. Interest rate changes.
Yeah. That affect bond yields and whether it's worthwhile to put your money in one place versus another. It's like this intricate web.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And it's incredible how something as seemingly simple as an interest rate can actually have such a far-reaching impact on our lives.
For sure.
So the next time you're thinking about making a big financial decision, remember to factor in those interest rates and really think about the overall economic context.
It's a good reminder.
It is.
To pay attention.
You might be surprised by how much they actually influence the choices that you make.
Absolutely, yeah. A little knowledge can go a long way in this area.
Well, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And keep those brain gears turning.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
All right. We'll see you next time.